let me take you way back to 750 BC, because it's very important for your identity to know who you are. You have to know where you're from, right? So we're going all the way back to 750 BC. Do you know there was a time when Egypt was ruled by black people, by black Africans? Yeah, the same Egypt, the Egypt that they show in movies, where the Egyptians will be speaking Queen's English and with their curly hair and pale skin, white skin. That same Egypt was ruled by black Africans. This was around 750 BC, and they were from the Kingdom of Kush. They were Kushites, right? These were the black pharaohs. So the Kingdom of Kush sat where Sudan is today, right? So you can imagine, very close to Egypt, where North Sudan is right now. They had gold mines, they had black soil, they had pyramids. Everybody knows Egypt today for their pyramids. But the Kingdom of Kush then, where Northern Sudan sits today, had pyramids. But then a time came when Egypt began to crumble from within, yeah? And the king of Kush then, P-I-Y-E, Pi, the king of Kush then saw that, whoa, this is not the Egypt I used to know, right? You guys have lost your divine connection and somebody needs to do something about it. So he took it upon himself. So he conquered Egypt and then decided that under his rule, he would bring Egypt back to who they used to be. So from Pi then to Shabakar, I don't know if I'm getting the pronunciation right. Pi, Shabakar, and then Tahakar, Takahar, something like that, right? So under their rule, those guys ruled Egypt and then elevated them back to their place. So they united the entire Nile Valley under one rule. Black Africans. They rebuilt temples, they revived their art. So this Ta'aka especially, he was so famous that the Assyrians back then, they named him the King of Kings, a name reserved for Jesus. They called another king the King of Kings. That was how famous he was. If you check the Bible, this Tahaka guy is in the Bible. But if you check history books, he is hardly found. Why? Why don't we know about this? Because the people who rewrote African history decided that it should not be in it. During the colonial era. That's why, I tweeted you recently that even a lot of the African history that we read, they were not written by Africans. This is part of what I'm saying, right? So they rewrote the African history and they removed this guy. They could not imagine. It's an indictment on them that the people that they once admired are now their slaves. So they rewrote some of these guys out of history. What does that do to a people? Because that is literally an erosion of your identity. Who you used to be. Someone decided that we cannot let you know that because of their own insecurities. That's what they did when they were writing history. But the truth is, Africa did not just inspire civilization. Africa was civilization. Before slavery, before colonization, before the world decided to doubt our intelligence, Africa was civilization. The black kings once dominated. But now everybody is acting like, oh, help us. We can't do anything on our own. Because your identity has been eroded. And this is what this is all about. If you are listening to this, you just need to understand. So we are going way back so you can understand some of these things. You need to know yourself. Blacks were kings. And we still are. We just need to remember. We were kings long before they called us slaves. Until next time.